Lifting can suck at times. The idea of lifting is to reach your physical peak, but doing it wrong can lead to the exact opposite. The clips you're watching right now are prime examples of just how badly improper lifting can affect you. These people are trying and failing at what is called a deadlift. It looks pretty simple, but there are some key points of emphasis that makes this lift more difficult than it seems. Alright, a deadlift is an exercise used in weightlifting settings where stationary or dead weight is lifted from the ground all the way to the hip level and then lowered back toward the ground in a controlled manner. For most weightlifters, there are usually two different ways to do the deadlift. You've got the straight bar deadlift, and then over there you've got the hex bar. So this way, you normally put one hand in the supinated position, one hand pronated, and you just keep the bar as close to you as possible, and you pick it up like this. And then over here, you get inside the bar, and you're just picking it up straight like this.
In this video, we're going to be talking about the hex bar deadlift, which has been proven to be more beneficial and less stressful in the lumbar spine. It's for this reason that being inside the bar requires less torque on the lower back compared to pulling a straight bar deadlift.
This picture explains the correct posture for the initial phase of the deadlift. As you can see in the picture, Skylar has his knees slightly bent, his hips are above the knees and below the shoulders, and his shoulders are aligned on top of the bar. His head is tilted down and his spine is in a neutral position.
Here, Skylar has his feet close together, which gives him a smaller base of support. This is incorrect form when performing a deadlift because, as you can see, his feet are too close together, which would lower his stability, and this could lead to a back injury. This is the correct form when performing a deadlift. As you can see, he has a wider stance, which is important for stability. Stability is important when weightlifting because it helps to prevent the weightlifter from falling and it can prevent injury. In a closed kinetic chain, the distal parts of the body are stationary and they require cooperation of other body segments to produce movement. In this case, his feet are fixed on the ground and rely on coordination of his lower limbs to produce an upward movement. Deadlifting requires use of an efficient closed kinetic chain. When the closed kinetic chain is executed correctly, it enhances the lifter's ability to lift the weight. Here you can see the lifter is able to lift the weights relatively easily, which also helps to increase the number of reps he can perform. In this clip, you can see that there is a slight pause before lifting the weight, and when the weight is somewhat lifted. Because the kinetic chain was broken into segments, there was less force produced and it was harder to lift the weight. This can affect the number of repetitions that can be done and increase the amount of force exerted on unwanted joints, such as those in the spine.
Deadlifting is commonly taught to athletes and bodybuilders at all levels across the world. When done right, this exercise is one of the best ways to efficiently increase muscle in the posterior chain and surrounding joints. It is also one of the many exercises that improves joint health in the knees and hips. With that being said, most trainers and athletes put deadlifts into their workout to maximize their athletic ability. Research has shown that this exercise helps with building power and fast twitch muscle in the lower body. The deadlift also translates to actions done in most sports. Football, basketball, and volleyball players are always put in positions where they must have their knees bent and ready to explode vertically.
An exoskeleton is a device that is worn outside the body and provides extra support and protection to the user. Exoskeletons help to increase the strength and prevent fatigue. This may make it easier to lift weights because it reduces the amount of force exerted on the joints and muscles. This is beneficial in deadlifting because it not only helps with stability, but it also decreases back injuries.